Now, the Dutch far-right politician and the leader of the PVV party, Geert Wilders' electoral victory has been confirmed by the Election Commission in the Netherlands. His PVV Freedom Party won 37 seats in the 150-seat parliament. Now, Wilders faces a pretty big uphill task of forging a coalition because the magic number is 76. Many parties are uncomfortable with his extreme far-right and anti-Islam ideology. Many people are even questioning what does he even stand for if you take away his anti-Islam, anti-immigrant and anti-European ideology that he propounds all the time. However, if Wilders manages to build a governing coalition, then he would of course become the country's very first extreme far-right prime minister in the highly volatile Dutch political landscape. It would be very unusual if the elections are not followed by months of horse trading to form some kind of a unstable coalition. Now, Geert Wilders is aiming for a four-way coalition with the centre-right VVD, which is the current ruling party of Prime Minister Mark Rutte. Apart from the ruling party, Wilders is also hoping to find a common ground with the pro-reform New Social Contract and the BBB Farmers' Party. And according to the State Council, to form a stable coalition, he'll need at least about 76 seats. And the world is very closely watching the developments in the Netherlands. As Wilders and his PVV Freedom Party are trying to form a government, their partners are extremely wary of his strident anti-Islam and anti-immigrant and anti-European views. Now, Geert Wilders, for his part, has also urged everyone to come to the table to solve the problems of the Netherlands, adding that a deal could of course be clinched in a couple of weeks if everyone is prepared to make some compromises. And I earlier spoke with our correspondent Alex Kadia. This is what he had to say.
Well, what's interesting about Geert Wilders is that he's actually outlasted and outlived most other politicians in Dutch politics. He is the longest serving member of the Dutch Parliament, and that really gives you a perspective of how long and difficult his road to electoral success has been. It's been a slow and steady increase. He's been isolated, pushed away by the other parties at every election until this one, back in 2021, back in 2017, all the way back to 2006 when he ran for the first time. He was very much seen as an outlier, as an extreme politician who had views that were not compatible with those mainstream parties. And as you mentioned, the Dutch political system is very much based on coalition building. Geert Wilders had a successful election this time with 37 seats. That gives you a perspective. When you need 76 seats to form a majority, that's how much it relies on coalition building. And that's part of the reason why Mark Rutte, who's been Prime Minister since 2010, has been so successful. But until now, the other parties certainly saw the Freedom Party, saw Geert Wilders as an outlier, as an outsider, as someone who had far too extreme views to be in government, and still now they find it very difficult to contemplate the idea of working with him. The VVD party that you mentioned, the outgoing party of government who had a terrible election, who came in third, they said they are willing to provide support for a minority government led by Geert Wilders on the condition that they do not serve in cabinet. So they would support him in parliament but would not be part of his government, keeping a distance there again. And then the New Social Contract Party, led by Pieter Omtzigt, who's been an MP for the Christian Democrat Party, he says he doesn't want to work with Wilders because his anti-Islamic propositions are anti-constitutional in the Netherlands.